Hi everyone, it's Raina. So this video is if you have your natal Black Moon Lilith in the 11th house. And the 11th house is the house of the collective. So it is your social network, it is groups that you belong to. So the group dynamic can really come into play with certain situations in your life. And Aquarius is the ruler of this house in astrology. So there's that sense of not being a nonconformist, and the people that you might end up being around might be nonconformists as well. Before I continue, I want to give a shout out to advancedastrology.com. I'm using them to organize my thoughts and to give information that I feel is most accurate versus just whatever I come up with on my own. Because sometimes, different websites have additional information, and it's always good to get more information for anything that we're talking about. Now, with Black Moon Lilith in the 11th house, the theme of the outcast can certainly be true for you. And as somebody who has both Saturn and Chiron in the 11th house, when I read what this particular website says, I really identify with it. Chiron, to me, and I think I've read this as well, is similar in terms of what Black Moon Lilith represents, because it talks about the wounding aspect. The difference with Black Moon Lilith is that it's also rebellious. So with certain influences in the chart, like I just said with Chiron, it has a rather Piscean influence. So it's kind of like the victim. But with Black Moon Lilith, there's like a defiance that the person is experiencing this pain. So it's like the pain causes the person to rebel against whatever is being done to them. And we could actually call that being reactive. And that's not really a good thing, because anytime that you do something, you want to do it from a position of acting and not reacting, where you're just kind of bouncing off what has already occurred, and you're not taking your own initiative. And that would be to have your own dreams come true. You're kind of getting caught up in somebody else's stuff. I would say that the 11th house is about finding your tribe. And when people feel like outcasts, they always feel like they're on the outside looking in. So the people that eventually comprise your tribe will probably be misfits as well. The people that are, different than others in society, that are outside the mainstream, those are your people. But before you find your tribe, you may find it hard to fit in. You may find that you were bullied, that you were kind of singled out, scapegoated within a group of people. And likewise, you might not act in a way that is acceptable to groups of people. And by the way, when I say things like that, I'm not saying that you were doing anything wrong, or that you, if you're currently doing this, that you are doing anything wrong. I think with Lilith, there is this sense of somebody who is kind of the warrior spirit, who is trying to, another astrological influence that they connect with Lilith is Pluto. And if you think about Pluto, which is one of the rulers along with Mars of Scorpio, Pluto has that effect of going beneath the surface and kind of finding the marrow, which is the truth that is hidden beneath this veneer that's very shiny but isn't very substantive. So, in any case, this one of the things that happens in life when we experience certain treatment from others, then it causes us to respond in our own way, maybe as a self-protective measure. So if you are kind of excluded a lot, then you can develop an aloof persona because you don't want to be hurt and you want to act like you're invulnerable. And of course, that can create a vicious cycle because then other people may see you as unapproachable. One of the things that they say here that I would take exception to is this notion that if you don't have this kind of social network, that it limits your success in life. I don't think that that's true across the board. Maybe if you're in the kind of profession that your contacts become very important. But remember that we're talking about groups as a whole. We're not talking about individuals that you may form relationships with. You may be one of those people who finds a partner and that is enough of if you want to call it a friend as well for you, and you don't need to have all these other people. And I'm kind of like that myself without having Black Moon Lilith in this house, but come to think of it, I do have it in Aquarius. So you also have to look at your Lilith sign to get a fuller picture on what is going on here. And now that I think about it, I do have it in Aquarius. So yeah, you may find that you have a maybe it could even be like a close friend or a partner, and so you don't need to have all these people that you hang with and that sort of thing. In the workplace, eventually you may find that once again you are scapegoated, even if it starts out okay. Things can end up that way. And it's very interesting because I wouldn't say that I experienced the exact same thing, but I have found that people tend to be very lemming-like in their behavior when they're around other people. In other words, they're more likely to conform to others than they are to stand apart. So when somebody does stand apart, they will be ostracized because, actually, this can be because people have a sense of envy towards you. And this is because this is my opinion. I think that this is because they know that a person who is living with their authenticity as an individual is somebody who is really fulfilling their life purpose, and that they are, they may feel like they're cowards on some level, that they're just kind of going along to get along. And so never fear others that are treating you like that, because you have to realize that those kinds of people are not your people. They're not your part of your tribe. One of the things about the 11th house, it's connected to Uranus. The sign of Aquarius is ruled by two planets. The traditional ruler was Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn, but we most associate Aquarius with Uranus because it has that kind of quirky, that eccentric, out of the box type of erratic charm and influence. One of the aspects of the 11th house is that it's about hopes and wishes. And if we look at Saturn, the ruler, also what I mainly think of in terms of the 10th house of career, Saturn is father time. And what that means is that eventually the person can get what they want. Now, it may be delayed, so your hopes and wishes may be delayed, but they won't be deferred. So, with Black Moon Lilith here, you may feel a sense of woundedness because you're not having your dreams come true. But this is just proof that you can't give up your faith, and you have to believe that your dreams can come true eventually. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated with you on some level. If you would like me to analyze your natal chart or whatever with the chart, you can check out my readings. I have package deals. And I'm at rainandmoonastrology.com. Thank you for listening. Bye.